Yo, what's going on, guys? Clutch back again with another video for you guys, and today it is going to be another tactics video. Before we do get into it, if you haven't already, please drop a like on the video. It helps push the video a ton, helps me personally as well, and it would be massively appreciated. As well, if you haven't already, please drop a comment as well if you do have any questions or anything like that, and also smash that sub button as well. We are trying to hit 5,000 subscribers, and every one of you who subs helps a ton, so it'd be massively appreciated. As well, also, if you are interested in having your weekend league games played by us pros, me and Jamboo own a weekend league service where we get you guys rank 1 rewards consistently, get you guys the best rewards on the game. So if you are interested, link in the description down below, and use code clutch for 10% off. Now, like I said, I am excited to give you guys this one. It is one of the best formations on the game. It was an absolutely busted formation last year, and it is also a non-71 depth user. It is the 5-4-1. So we are going to get into it. The balance, the defensive style, sorry, is unbalanced. Again, for me, when I'm using a 5-back, I tend to not like to press, including even the depth. For me, it's more about being a solid foundation and really trying to catch other teams on the counter-attack. So for me, no pressing tactics there. I am using 45 width, again, just to try and tuck in those wing backs, make sure we don't concede any silly through ball runs. Through balls are the easiest way to concede silly, easy goals this year. So you just got to try and do your best to defend them. And by ever so slightly kind of bringing in that width, it just means that we just don't concede as many. Now the depth is on 50. Again, a lot of people might be shocked here because I'm not using a 71 depth, and it is mainly just down to, like I said, I do not like to press with a 5-back formation. For me, like I said, it's more about being defensively sound. Defending on this game is the hardest thing to do. So making us as defensively solid as possible is the best way to go. And for me, 50 depth is the best way to do that with a 5 at the back. So it really is up to you. But for me, 50 depth all the way. Now, the build-up play is on long ball because, again, we are trying to counter-attack as much as we can and trying to abuse those through balls as much as we can, which does mean using long ball is obviously a very good way of doing it. What it does, basically, it makes your players make earlier in-behind through balls where you can basically play longer balls over the top. Basically what it does, it's almost like using forward runs but earlier. It just starts to make your players make those forward movements a bit earlier on in the move than maybe they would without it. So for me, again, it's a really good way to try and get the most out of through balls. Now, the chance creation is on direct passing. Again, direct passing is an absolute must-use this year, no matter the formation. For me, I'm not a massive forward runs guy over direct passing. I think direct passing offers way too much in terms of what the meta of the game is this year, which is obviously those through balls. So how direct passing works is basically it basically makes your players make better runs, and the higher sprint speed and acceleration alongside attacking positioning they have, the better in behind runs they make. It really is just as simple as that. Now, the width is on 45. This is mainly down to the fact of where basically I want those left mid and right mids tucking in and getting a bit more involved in the attack, especially with the 5-4-1 where we don't have as many bodies going forward. We do have a lot more defensive bodies. It means I need the basically these crucial attacking players in those right positions, and having the left mid, right mids in narrower places does it lead to more goals. Now the players in the box is on 6 again, because obviously we do have less bodies going forward. It does mean that we don't need to have as high a player in the box. It does still mean we do want 6 because, like I said, we do want those left mid, right mids to still be really involved, try and score goals, be in those narrow areas and be available as much as we can. But also we don't want basically players just like sitting around doing nothing and not really having any options. So 6 players in the box for me is a nice balance of the both. Now, corners and free kicks are both on 2. This is mainly down to the fact of basically just trying to avoid conceding goals on the counter-attack. For me, it's my absolute pet peeve, and it just feels so silly to do, so I never ever do it. And also as well, if you do have 2 corners, you can get a really good set piece technique run where basically you lay it off quick and swing it to the back post. Works very well. Do you want to have an amazing team like this? Well, head over to iggm.com to get the cheapest and most reliable coins on FC24 and use code CLUTCH at checkout for 5% off. Right, guys, we are going to head over into the instructions. Sorry if you did see the camera freeze for just a second there. Having a couple of technical issues with my camera, so I do apologise. This is how we do have the team laid out. We do have Informed Kvaratskhelia up front. For me, I love to have a 5-star skiller at striker, so that is an absolute must-have. Now, Strikers on stay central, getting behind. For me, this is an absolute must. Obviously, when we are trying to make the most of these through balls, like I said, with this formation especially, we really are trying to counter, hit teams on the break. It does mean that we need to be available to a counter and just basically fly up the pitch as soon as possible. And having a striker on stay central, getting behind, does this. We do want them on stay central. Obviously, we don't need any extra wide options. We do have the left mid, right mid, alongside the left wing back, right wing back. There just isn't a need to not have him on stay central. Now, we do have both of our centre mids, and they are actually on all default instructions except for cover centre. Again, this is mainly due to the fact of because there isn't so many bodies going forward and there are 5 defenders at the back, it does mean we do want some extra bodies coming forward, which is our central midfielders. Now, obviously, this does mean that obviously they're not going to be as defensive, but that's fine. Obviously, we need just some extra bodies to help build up the attack, get aggressive, build up the play, things like that. Obviously, as well, we do have them on cover centre, not cover wing. This is mainly down to the fact, again, like I just spoke about, that we have the left mid, right mid, as well as the left wing back, right wing back. There's no need for any defensive cover, and they are basically the only 2 central players outside of the centre back. So we do definitely want them covering those central areas of the pitch. Now, I do have my left mid on comeback on defence, cut inside, getting behind, getting to the box for cross. Now, he is on comeback on defence because we do obviously want him to come back and help defend. Some people may look at that and go, okay, well, that means he may not be as aggressive going forward, which is completely wrong. He still absolutely commits forward. All it means is when we are defending, he will drop back a little bit further to try and help win that ball back. We do have him as well on cut inside. Now, this is mainly due to the fact of why the width was so low as well, is because we do want those left mid, right mids cutting in and almost playing like ram style players, getting a lot closer to that striker, helping to be available for cutbacks, back post crosses, and just general goal scoring opportunities. We do need more bodies in the box because, like I said, you do basically only have the one striker as a pure attacker, so we do want him also getting in those central areas and getting involved. Obviously, that does mean as well is the reason why we have him on getting behind, because we do want him to make those in behind runs, especially in between the fullbacks and the centre backs. Like obviously I've spoke about of how dangerous those runs can be. We do want to try and make the most of them as much as we can. And then we do have get into the box across, which is obviously what I spoke about with back post crosses, cutbacks and things like that. And then we do have our right mid on the exact same instructions. Obviously don't really need to go through it again, but obviously just to be transparent, obviously it is just to try and get him in, basically as involved much going forward as we can, but also to have an extra body when we are defending to try and concede the least amount of goals possible. Now, we do have all 3 of our centre-backs on default instructions because we're not going to change them at all. And then we do have both of our full-backs on overlap. We don't have them on stay but while attacking because, like I said, we don't have loads of bodies. And as those wingers cut inside, having those full-backs making the overlapping runs will be really, really overpowered. And then, yeah, I think that's all I had to say with that, yeah. And then we do have the goalie as well, who's on comes for crosses, sweeper, keeper. Now, this is mainly just due to the fact of making sure he isn't just being a bit lazy. We want him to try and be on his feet, trying to win the ball back if our opponents make over the top through balls or through balls, trying to come out and win it. And also for crosses as well, coming out and trying to punch or catch the ball, try and make sure we don't concede any silly headers. So yeah, guys, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please drop a like, drop a comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.